Hello there, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk. We are coming to you from the mass media complex in Lusaka, the capital city. Let's take a look at the headlines. Ikelenge district gets 1.8 million kwacha for JWL program. And Mpika Dairy Cooperative commences production of processed milk. Another news in detail with me, Amos Zulu. Government has disbursed over 1.8 million kwacha to 475 beneficiaries under the Supporting Women Livelihoods Program in Ikelenge District, Northwestern Province. District Commissioner Paul Masua witnessed the disbursement of the funds in Jimbe area. Here are the details.
The Department of Community Development in Ikelenge District has disbursed about 1.8 million kwacha under the Supporting Women's Livelihood Program. The money is a grant aimed at increasing access to livelihood support for poor and rural women. District Commissioner Paul Masua witnesses the payment in Jimbe area.
Today we are here to launch the payment of grants to our selected beneficiaries in Phase 4 in Ikelenge District, amounting to 3,790 each. For business starter, the program has improved the living standard of women in our district. Beneficiaries have become financially independent. Others have ventured into various productive projects. To be aware, the new Don government under the leadership of President Mr. Hakainde Hichilema will continue implementing the social protection in the country.
Ikelenge District today, we appreciate for the DC to come and launch the payment for our Phase 4 women in the Jimbe area where we've got 5 CWACs.
Beneficiaries are happy with the gesture and promise to put the money to good use.
We were lacking knowledge on how to run businesses as women in Jimbe ward. Now thank you to the new Don government through community development who are teaching us on how to run businesses and give us grants for us to venture into various projects. We are grateful for these grants. Indeed, we women of this area, we are thankful to the government.
Each beneficiary has received amount of up to 3,790 kwacha, which they are expected to invest in a livelihood support activity. Amos Kawisha reporting for Zanis in Ikelenge District, Northwestern Province.
Thank you, Amos, for that report. And our staffer, Winnie Mwelwa, reports from the Kenneth Kaunda International Conference Center that nutritional and food systems experts have called on delegates at the ongoing African Union Summit in Lusaka to come up with resolutions that will promote the consumption of local foods and increase agriculture productivity. Here are the details.
Resilience in nutrition and food security on the African continent, strengthen agriculture, accelerate the human capital, social and economic development is a theme for the 4th African Union Media Coordination meeting. Speaking on the sidelines of the summit, local nutrition experts and promoters of Zambian products have called on leaders to strengthen the promotion of locally grown foods in Africa in order to advance the nutrition agenda. The National Food and Nutrition Commission is pleased that nutrition is getting the attention it deserves.
As Africa, we support our local businesses because, truth be told, nutrition is also a profit-making avenue. And as we grow our industries, we will also be growing nutrition. Because when we grow as a continent economically, we also see to it that we are growing in terms of nutrition. But also let us be wary as a continent of the emerging form of malnutrition called overnutrition or obesity, which is actually becoming a growing concern. Because as we grow economically, this is a potential area where we could actually be losing out, because it is not cheap to treat conditions like non-communicable diseases type 2.
Here in Africa, we are unimaginable, yet we are the ones that are providing the raw materials for the multinationals out there. And so in this instance, we are here to deliberate issues that will make Africa great once more. We want our locals to begin to benefit from the God-given natural resources regards nutritional, financing.
A common vision, strong political leadership, and effective cross-sectoral collaboration is paramount driver to meet the food security and nutrition targets for Zambia and Africa as a whole. Winnie Mwelwa, Zanis, Lusaka.
We take you to Muchinga province, where Mpika Dairy Cooperative has commenced the production of processed milk. District Commissioner Davis Siame, who visited the processing plant, says government will continue to improve the livestock industry so that milk is produced in the country. Here are the details.
For the first time in the history of Zambia, fully pasteurized and harmonized milk is being produced in Mpika district. Mpika District Commissioner David Siame is happy that the cooperative is producing milk as well as creating employment.
As you are aware, our government is committed to improving the livestock industry in the country. It is expected that they will expand the facility to increase milk production and also in the process create employment for the local community and also to improve the livestock industry in the district.
At least 200 liters of milk per day is collected from smallholder farmers for processing.
This center basically is collecting milk from farmers, and we are collecting an average of about 200 liters per day. We are just starting, but we hope to collect over 5,000 liters each day once the production is in full gear. At the moment, we are supporting, this institution is supporting over 200 farmers.
And farmers in Mpika have thanked government for introducing the Basson program.
Na lisanga mobukumu ngombe sha mukaka. Bantu ishingombe shirenga futi shako imikalile sambili shako abana. So twatasha new Don government kutati itwalili.
Peggy Coutinho for Zanis in Mpika, Muchinga province.
And in Southern Province, the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, has set up 15 maize depots in Choma district in readiness for this year's maize marketing season. FRA Provincial Coordinator Benson Mumba says the agency is currently training officers to manage the depots. Here are the details.
With the recent announcement by the Food Reserve Agency on the upward revision of the maize price, the farming community in Choma district has been patiently waiting when the agency will commence buying maize from the farmers. However, the Food Reserve Agency has now commenced training of staff to prepare for the purchase of maize from the farmers in the district.
Our training commenced in Sinazongwe yesterday, where we trained a total of 10 started double clerks. And response was okay from the SDCs, they looked impressed. Today we are training 30 settled double clerks who will be sent to the different settled depots, which total 15 because we pair them into two.
Robert Tembo is Choma District Agriculture Coordinator.
Choma, we are projected to produce 52,000 metric tons of maize, of which close to 20,000 metric tons. This will go to the market, meaning that won't be for household consumption. So at household consumption, I think farmers are retaining close to 25,000 metric tons. That is for household consumption, implying that the other half is close to 20,000 is going for marketing, meaning farmers are selling this commodity, they are selling this surplus to meet household needs.
Luana Leanda, reporting for Zanis in Choma District, Southern Province.
We continue with the news. Minister of Technology and Science, Felix Mutati, says government will prioritize the use of technology in its economic and social transformation agenda with support from the World Bank. Here are the details.
As the world continues to make great strides in technological advancements, more and more people have come to appreciate the value of technology in addressing the various social and economic challenges that the world faces. The government of Zambia has also prioritized the shift to technology in the country, as emphasized by the head of state, President Hakainde Hichilema.
Technological platforms to allow us to do do things quicker. We were discussing with one of colleagues last week, that digitization is now crucial. It's almost like a condition precedent to us doing whatever we want to do in energy, in health, telemedicine, very important to us, in education, obviously, in agriculture. I'll comment about some.
Visiting World Bank Vice President for Eastern and Southern Africa, Victoria Kwakwa, and Minister of Technology and Science, Felix Mtati, conferred and agreed on how the two can work together in the implementation of technological reforms in the country.
Focus is how can we use digital technology in order to achieve the transformation that this country, Zambia, is looking for. We have exchanged notes with the Vice President in terms of the efforts that we have made thus far. We have been grateful to the bank that they carried out the diagnostic study in terms of where the digital position of this economy is. We have since carried out that assessment, and in terms of the digital economy, we're at 45%.
And we all realize that across the world, technology is being the driver of transformation, the driver of innovation, helping to create jobs, helping to improve welfare, and helping to just uplift people in several different ways. And this is what we have discussed, and how we can strengthen the partnership that we have between the World Bank and the government and people of Zambia to accelerate the way that we draw on technology.
The power of technology cannot be overemphasized, and such partnerships should be appreciated. For Zanis, I'm Sarah Miti.
Now, in the health sector, Lukulu District Commissioner Kelly's Kapaku has advised health personnel at the district hospital to be committed to duty. Mr. Kapaku says it is regrettable that patients are left unattended to when government has employed adequate human resource to effectively attend to the health needs of the public. Ivan Sokasoka reports that Mr. Kapaku made an impromptu visit to the hospital after several complaints by members of the public.
Efficiency and effectiveness in the provision of basic health services is key to attaining a productive and healthy citizenry. However, the situation at Rukuru District Hospital is not desirable, as the personnel at the facility cited for negligence and lack of commitment to duty.
The people attending to us are students from Rukuru Training Nursing School. The service has been quite pathetic. I cannot even tell a difference between NIMA and the services that we are supposed to receive. So I'm not happy about the service. I've been coming here, and I think the government should look at, especially the workers who are employed to do the work. You go in these offices, sometimes some of them are quite arrogant.
Miteta and Rukuru District Commissioners paid an impromptu visit to the facility and are not happy with the state of affairs.
Because we are dealing with the human life, we are supposed to be serious with your customers. But there's a lot of negligence, there's a lot of, I don't care type of work culture. Or maybe this was not meant to be your jobs. You were meant maybe to be soldiers, you were meant to be police officers.
Someone is sick, but he's not attended to. Why? Do you want that person to die? From now onwards, if this trend will continue, we'll not spare anyone. We will not tolerate this. We caution the doctor in charge who was there then. We caution the DHD and that gentleman in charge of nurses.
Cosma Sokasoka, Zanis in Rukuru District, Western Province.
In other news, the Southern Africa Alcohol Policy Alliance President, Philip Chiponda, has called for the increased tax on alcohol importation to reduce alcohol abuse by consumers in the country. However, the proposal has been received with mixed feelings by the bar owners, who have argued that customs duty on alcohol is already high. Ngosa Chanda has the details.
Alcohol abuse is a serious growing problem among youths in Zambia.
that needs to be kept before it gets out of hand or becomes a national disaster. This sad reality has prompted the Southern Africa Alcohol Policy Alliance President Philip Chiponda to propose the introduction of stiff alcohol levies.
We are equally proposing to the government that they should consider introducing this levy, just like any other levy that has been introduced by government. And this levy is only paid by a consumer. If you don't take alcohol, just like any other levy, for example, if I don't drive, I cannot pay road tax. If I don't drive, I cannot pay toll gate fee.
In an interview with Zanis, the president of the Bar and Nightclub Owners President expressed his opinion on the proposal from the alliance.
A levy on alcohol or any other form of tax will not in any way reduce the abuse of alcohol. The abuse of alcohol is a social problem. It needs all of us who run bars, parents, all stakeholders, we come together and begin to deal with the issue of alcohol abuse.
Some liquor store owners are also against the proposal, describing it as laughable, as they already pay high levy on alcohol purchase. Some African countries like Botswana have adopted the alcohol levy, which is only paid by the consumers. However, introducing it to Zambia is debatable. Reporting for Zanis in Lusaka, I'm Ngosa Chanda.
We take you to Luapula province, where the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts is in the process of formulating a new national youth development policy and national youth development strategy. A team of officials visited Samfya district in Luapula province to collect submissions, which should be included in the two documents. Here are the details.
Youths in Samfya, like any part of the country, are faced with a number of challenges. Among the challenges is the lack of tools, especially to those that have acquired various skills, such as carpentry and tailoring. And now the youths want government to address this challenge by including in the National Youth Development Policy a component of empowering youths with tools once they graduate from their skills schools.
Tailoring, batako batushitira kwefinga twafurishe pya para mashini maplane amaso government ngati atwafurisha batushitira kufire fingi dei bombera efonishi ubutushi tuletse pa ko Mzambia tulesta ko improve pasado
twafa kwa ifintu ifingi pya para amatuzi seti yonse turaifasha ifo twalibulisha mwe buteko tulevo kutira ngatorangurukira ku parifyo watwafa ku parifyo.
The youths also want policymakers to be consulting them as opposed to imposing programs on them.
There are some programs whereby we can just know we are supporting these groups without even a single consultation.
Kenneth Chomba, reporting for Zanis News in Samfya district.
Thank you, Kennedy, for that report. And finally, in the news, a community development officer in Chipata district has cited the high illiteracy level as the biggest obstacle to financial inclusion in the area. Acting Community Development Officer Beatrice Piri said this during the official Master's Training Program under the Financial Inclusion Project organized by Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia. Sylvester Chimba has a report.
Financial inclusion plays a major role in promoting financial literacy and wise spending among the people when using money. Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia is working in partnership with the Department of Community Development in Chipata District under the Financial Inclusion Project to promote financial literacy as well as financial inclusion among persons living with disabilities. The non-governmental organization trained 9 members of staff from the Department of Community Development during a one-day Master's Trainers Workshop held at Eastern Comfort Lodge in Chipata District.
Cheshire, and in collaboration with Community Development, we feel that we are rightly placed to encourage the uptake of these services through forming of saving groups. And we must also commend our funders, the financial sector DPEN in Zambia, and also the Swedish International Development Agency Corporation, SIDA, for the support that they've been giving us in reaching out to all the persons, women and youth with disabilities in providing financial inclusion for them.
We are very hopeful that once the training is done, our staff are on the ground, identifying the households that are supposed to participate. Of course, we're also collaborating with the Ministry of Education to ensure that children that are differently abled also are included and given the attention that they need, and those things that they lack, such as you find that others may lack wheelchairs, others may lack aids that support certain kind of impairments.
Once formed, the 7 groups will help improve the livelihoods of women, especially those living with disabilities or caring for children born with disabilities in rural areas. Sylvester Chimba for Zanis, in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
That story by Sylvester brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, the headlines again. Ikelenge District gets 1.8 million kwacha for JOL program. And Mpika Dairy Cooperative commenced production of processed milk. That is all the news we had for you. Remember, you can access these and many other stories on our website, zanis.com.zm. My name is Amos Zulu. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. Bye for now.